Welcome to Creatively by Estelle, a podcast for creative and performing artists. My name is Estelle Avberry, and I'm your host. Whether you're just starting or you're a pro, this show will help you feel inspired and motivated every single week along your creative journey, and will give you tactical tools and tips for fulfilling your creative goals and your God-given purpose as a creative person. You have gifts to give, so let's do this. Let's live creatively, and let's get into the episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Thanks again for being here as always. Today I'm sharing a live that I did actually a couple days ago on Instagram. I talked about rediscovering joy through singing and through being creative, and how, like, for me, how coming back to focusing on singing after kind of diverging during college and stuff, but like after college, really focusing on growing myself as a singer and growing my love for the performing arts and for musical theater just on my own, right? With, using online resources and stuff like that, has been so fun for me because it's helped me really just rediscover the joy of singing and the joy of being creative, and not doing it because I want to sound a certain way for someone else to, think that I'm good, or, you know, to, you know, to live up to some sort of quote unquote expectation, but really just to sing for the joy of it, and to do covers because I love it and because I have fun with it. And so I talked about really rediscovering that joy and reconnecting with that creativity in that way. And I hope that this inspires you and helps you to really do the same thing, and to know that you don't have to start singing or dancing and doing your creative thing and expect to be perfect tomorrow. But just to remind you that it's a journey, and that the most important thing, I think at least, is to find joy in the journey and to do it with that mindset of, this is fun, this is enjoyable, this is what I love. This is, a gifting that God has given me, an interest that God has given me and put in me, and I'm getting to explore that. And it can be joyful and it can be fun. And yeah, I hope that just reminds you of that as you listen. And I also mentioned the fact that I'm going to be doing I'm hoping to be doing a workshop by the end of this month, a virtual group singing workshop. So if your thing is singing, or you think that you want to get into that, you're interested in that, definitely sign up at the link in my show notes. You can go to creativelybyestelle.com/sing. Again, the name of the show, creativelybyestelle.com/sing. And that will take you to the description of what it'll be like. And yeah, go ahead and sign up there because I'm really excited. I think it'll be really fun. I am happy and willing to move around the date if it works better for people. But yeah, go ahead and sign up just to show that you're interested. That way I know, and I can reach out to you and talk to you about it more. But yeah, it's going to be a virtual group singing workshop. We're going to basically do what I talked about in this live: rediscover that joy, reconnect to that joy of music, of singing, of creativity. And it's going to be so fun. And I don't want you to miss out. So make sure you sign up for that. I want this show to be a place where you feel like you are reconnecting to joy, are reconnecting to creativity and to God through using those gifts that you've been given, and through exploring those creative aspects of yourself that maybe have been shut down for a while, or maybe you've rejected or set aside. I'm here to wake you up and to remind you to pick up those creative aspects again, to pick up those gifts again, and to find the joy in that, find the joy of rediscovering the performing arts and your creative gifts. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into the episode. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please let me know. Go ahead and leave a review, DM me. I'd love to hear from you. All right, without further ado, let's get into the episode. So I wanted to talk about basically reconnecting to my love for singing as my creative outlet. and how you can do the same thing, whether it's singing, whether it's painting, whatever it is, but reconnecting with that thing. And for me, it was really about rediscovering the joy of singing and rediscovering the joy of being creative and not like being in my head about, what this has to look like or how I have to sound better or what I need to do differently in this for this song or whatever. And I think the biggest thing has been like that joy piece and really just letting it be joyful, letting it be fun, and focusing on that as opposed to focusing on what are the mistakes I'm making, what's imperfect, what do I need to fix. And I think that's what's made it really fun to really focus on singing and my love for the performing arts as my like creative focus, and as my specific creative outlet because before I was doing fashion in college, I did a lot of fashion stuff. I did a style blog. I wrote for one of my school's online fashion publications, which was really fun. I got to go to Richmond, Virginia's Fashion Week. It was great. I had a lot of fun doing that, and I love fashion, so I like got it out of my system. And but I think by the end of that, once I graduated college, I was like, okay, I've been singing throughout college. I was a voice minor. I was doing voice lessons, music classes. I was singing every week in my campus ministry, and I loved it. And I would go on auditions sometimes too, just to keep that skill sharp every now and then, just for the fun of it. And because I had a friend who would always encourage me to go. And so I was still doing that, but my focus was really on fashion and style blogging, stylegram, all that stuff. It was like big back then anyway. But once I graduated, I was like, okay, like I really want to just like focus on music and singing. Why am I out of breath? I guess I was kind of rushing to get this started. But I was like, yeah, I want to focus on music and singing and performing and really just going all in on that and letting that be my creative focus because it's what I love most. And I feel like I did fashion for like dipped my toe in fashion for a little bit, but I was like at my heart of hearts and when I was like really after like reflecting on like what am I actually good at? What do I have these talents that I know that God has given me? It always went back to performing and singing and like I just love storytelling through music and through song and through theater. I've just always loved that. I've always connected with that. I love being on stage. And so, yeah, it just came back to that for me. So, there you go. If you need help on figuring out what your creative thing is, trust me, I've been there, done that, and I've been able to kind of like figure out what that is for myself. And it really came from just like taking action. Hey, it really came from taking action and trying things. If you're trying to figure out like what am I good at creatively? Like what should I focus on as an artist, as a creative? Like I want a creative outlet. I don't know where to start. You really just have to take action. And that goes for anything in life. Like if you don't know where to start or what to do, you have to take action. Like you just have to try things. Unfortunately, because like we all want to act like we have it all together, but at the end of the day, we have to try things and see what works and then figure out from there, what is my actual gifting? What is it that I know God has given me this gift for and that I want to build on. So, yeah. Hi. Yeah. Oh. Hey, Deborah. That's my cousin. Okay. So yeah, from there I think now what I'm really focused on is, of course, continuing to create content and share that with you guys and share that on my podcast online as well. But the thing that I'm finding the most important, like I said before, is the joy of it, right? And just like I have so much joy now that I'm really doing what I love to do, and now that I'm making that time to sing, making that time to perform. I don't need anyone to give me the thing is now, I don't need anyone to give me, like, a stage to perform per se, because I literally am just happy creating my own stage, quote, unquote, in the sense that I'm, like, just happy sharing, videos and working on myself vocally and growing in that way. I'm starting voice coaching and voice lessons again, and like so I'm working on myself growing vocally. And so that to me is where I'm finding my joy, is just doing the things that I love to do and using like focusing on that as my creative outlet. So if you are looking for joy, like you're looking to be more creative, it starts with, of course, like I said, taking action, but then again, like taking action and then figuring out like this is, yes, this is what I love, this is what I'm good at, and I know I can grow in, and then going all in on that, like just trying that, working on that, growing in that, and you will find so much joy and fulfillment because you are doing what you're good, what God has gifted you to do, and what you enjoy doing, and that you are able to grow in, right? And of course, as you do that, share it with people, share it with the world, because when you have a gift, like if if you don't use the gift that someone's given you, like someone gives you, you know, what's a gift that you could have gotten recently? I don't know, like someone gives you a necklace, right? Right? And you just like leave it in the wrapping, or you leave it in the box and you don't open it and you don't use it, then like it can be the most beautiful necklace in the world, but there's no, like no one's going to be able to admire its beauty. You're not going to be able to enjoy its beauty, right? So you could have the best gift in the world, but if you're not unwrapping it and then using it and putting it out there, then it's not, you know what I mean? It's not really, there's no point to it, but it's not getting the most use, right? It's not really fulfilling its purpose. So, and I want we all want to fulfill the purpose that God has given us. And that means that we have to use our gifts. So, I think, and of course, and when you do that, yes, of course you're going to feel creative. Of course you're going to feel joyful. Of course you're going to feel like you're able to overcome your fear of whatever, your self-doubt and whatnot. And I've talked about this on other podcast episodes, but it's just a reminder that like it comes from taking that action and just doing it, right? And just doing it. That's how you are able to get that confidence in it. It's how you're able to rediscover that joy and feel creative every single day, right? And so yeah, that's just a reminder. um when it comes to singing, so I talked about this and in this week's episode, like 5 essential tips for singers, right? And when it comes to singing, I'm not going to go through all of them because you can just listen to the episode. You can also go to the link in my bio to download it if you want it, just like a physical copy of it on your phone or laptop or whatever. um But one thing that I mentioned is to choose a song that you love, right? Choose a song you love. And for me, I love musical theater. If you've been around here for 2 seconds, you already know that I love Broadway, I love theater, I love musicals, right? So like it's probably gonna be a musical theater song for me personally, because I love storytelling, and that's what musical theater is. It's storytelling through song, through of course a script, acting and dance and whatnot. So I love it. So yeah, choose a song that you love. Like literally just start day one trying to figure out how to sing, learn how to sing. Like when you go to a voice teacher, they're most likely going to ask you to have a song that you want to work on. Like if not the first day, maybe the first day they want to do like a warm up with you and get to hear your voice, but like the second day they're going to want you to bring in a song, right? So probably, so I would say like just choose what you love, sing what you love, what you feel like sounds good for you. I recommend recording yourself and like listening to it back and seeing how you liked it. Do you want to change the key? Is there a certain phrasing that you'd like to do differently? Did you mess up on the tempo? Like whatever it is. Been there, done that. Done all those things. So um but yeah, it really just starts with choosing what you love, and choosing a song that you love and going from there. And then the other thing that I mentioned is, of course, like getting help, right? Getting a voice teacher, getting into a voice class, or finding content online that talks about the voice and talks about singing. Of course, you can watch my videos, but like I'm mainly just singing, not really talking about singing. But a lot of people have content like that that's so helpful for aspiring singers. So there's always a place to start. There's a way to start. And so yeah, that's what I talked about. Those are just two things that I talked about on the episode this week. And if you want to do more singing, if you want to have that joy at the end of the day, like you want to feel creative at the end of the day, and you think that singing might be your thing, or you want to start with it, or you're just like, let me just try it, right? I'm doing this free workshop at the end of the month, God willing, if that works with everyone's schedule. I want to do it on a Saturday morning. Wake up and let's sing, right? And I want it to be just all of us like on Zoom. It's gonna be virtual. It's gonna be a group singing workshop, free, and it's just gonna be, we're gonna start with like a warm up, and we're going to talk about like having a creative outlet, what that looks like, and of course we're gonna sing. We're gonna sing some musical theater songs. It's gonna be fun. What are you gonna? What's the point? What's the point of all of this? What's the point of all of this, right? I want you to rediscover the joy of singing, the joy of being creative. I want you to feel creative. At the end of the day, do you feel joyful? Like, genuinely ask yourself that. At the end of the day, do you feel like you've been creative? Is creativity something that matters to you, right? Is creativity something that is important to your life, that you think is relevant? And if the answer is yes, then how can we make sure that that is indeed a part of your life, right? How are you making sure that you're including that in your life? If it is indeed important to you, why am I saying indeed so much? Anyway, if it is important to you, then how are you incorporating creativity in your life, right? If music is singing is something that you're interested in, that you've always like had a whisper in the back of your mind, like one day I'd like to do that. Why not today? You know what I mean? Like, why not? Why not right now, right? So, and so if you know creativity is important to you, if you know that you have always, felt connected to music and performing and theater, and you want to, you know, create your own way to perform on stage, right? Create your own way to perform songs that you love, right? That's what this is really for. Rediscover the joy of singing, right? Reconnect with your love for singing and musicals and whatnot. And, at the end of the day, it's creativity and it's joy, right? Is joy important to you in your life? Is having moments of joy something that you want more of? If so, and creativity, is that important to you too? If those things are important to you, let's go, right? That's what this workshop is going to be about. So I'm excited. I'm going to be talking about it more, but I wanted to let you know that it's something that I'm planning towards, hopefully by the end of this month, by the end of May. But I'll be talking about it more. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are on musical theater, on singing, on creativity. Let's chat more about it. As always, you can always go to my podcast and listen there. You can leave a review and ask me a question there. You can DM me on Instagram, of course. Whatever, however you want to contact me, there are ways. So let's chat. Let me know what you think. And I hope to see you in the workshop. I would love for you to sign up. If you're interested, you can just DM me for now, because right now the link is not on my bio, but you can also just go to creativelybyestelle.com/sing. creativelybyestelle.com/sing. That's where you can get more information about the workshop, or you can just DM me. Okay, I'm going to talk about it more later. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I wanted to talk about creativity, about singing as an outlet, about musical theater, all that stuff. So that's what I came to do. That's what I did. What else? If you if you made it this far, what's your favorite musical, or what's a musical that you're loving right now? Put that in the comments, or you can also just say one way that you're being creative recently, or that you've been creative recently. Go ahead and put that in the comments. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you should leave a review and let me know what your favorite musical is, or one way that you're being creative, or you can just DM it to me as well. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, that's all. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much hey, so I literally just finished, but anyway, the replay will be in my feed. Hey. But yeah. Look at me, I'm about to lose my voice. Anyway, the replay will be in my feed. Have an amazing day. Thank you for being here. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Creatively by Estelle. I hope you feel encouraged by today's episode as you start this week. And if you have a moment, I would love for you to just share this episode with a friend if you liked it, or with someone who you think this could be encouraging to. It would really help the show. Also, if you really loved this episode, if you wouldn't mind going to Apple Podcasts and leaving a review and rating this show. It would really help us reach more people through this show and grow our Creatively community. All right, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week.